You're not telling me the future, but you're telling me what, I mean, you can be, but you're telling me what God's heart and what God says about things. And so what do you feel like God is saying about this next upcoming year in this pay season? And I think it'd be a really good opportunity to share with your listeners about like 84 and how we kind of follow that structure of the biblical significance of numbers during this season. And a lot of believers don't even know what 5784 is, much less interpreting the numbers.
Yeah. Well, quite simply, it's a biblical year. And this the Hebraic calendar, and it's 5784, and each number has a significant symbolism in many different ways. But if you look at the 57, first of all, 5 is grace, 7 is perfection, 8 is new beginnings, and 4 is Dalet, it's the door. So if you take it kind of in a message, you would say there's grace in the perfection in Christ, in Messiah, for new beginnings to go through new doors. And so what we talked about is having to close the old doors. But 80, that number 80 is pay.
Yeah.
And that is symbolic of the pictorial letter in Hebrew means the mouth.
So that 8 carries basically through a decade. We're going to have 84,
Yeah,
85, 8.
Yeah, 5780 to 5789. Yeah. And so it's really determined by things of the mouth. The 5770s, from 70 to 79, was ayin. It had to do with the vision. So it had to do with meditation and what you looked upon. So it's like what you see, what you look, what you focus on, that had more control over kind of your destiny. None of this is just like guaranteed, but it has, with me doing it for 35 years, I can tell you it works this way. So if you go back to the words, you have what you say. So if I was to give you counsel in this hour and you'd ask, like, what should I do in, let's say, the coming 5 to 10 years, I would really concentrate on the issues of the heart, because out of the abundance of the heart, a man speaks, a woman speaks. Because words that you randomly say, even when you're in that 17% moment ranting and angry, those words register in the spiritual realm. And so I think being cautious of your words. One of the reasons people get reckless with words is because they don't know their identity, they don't know their purpose, and they don't know God's plan for their life. If you're going to be threatened, I'm just speaking from, I'm blessed with experience now. That's the beauty of this time of my life, is people who fight of all ages is because if they're fighting, they're angry, they're striving, they're jealous, whatever it is, they're robbing, stealing, cheating, is because they don't know. When I can say it this way, when you know God's purpose through your identity, then you don't feel as threatened by other people's successes and other people's plans and desires. In fact, once you know your purpose and your identity, then what happens is, and that should be a goal in the next 10 years, once you start speaking it, then what's going to happen to you is the threat of what anybody else is doing seems to fade away.